EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Uptown Charlotte and rain-soaked Bank of America Stadium. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. More now to return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a first down throw for Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A gain of 6 there on first. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move in the running game.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
There we go. Nice play, baby. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight end's right.
Took a set. 180.
On first down, Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Do some. Four down. Alert.
On second and 10, Newton. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's third and 3.
Easy. 180. Hey. Motion. Do some.
From the gun, here's Newton. And he fires one, but incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
But that doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3. Play action. It's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Panthers have recovered. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there
because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And now he'll tuck it and run, and he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. Third and 2, Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Graham Gano on for the extra point. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bit.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Shotgun. 19.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jaron Brown, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down. Then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, hey. Motion. Tempo. Let's go, Mike 50. 12.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Going for it all. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the 2nd level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he lost the football. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, Bradley McDougald. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Bobby Wagner coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Gun. 20. Hey. 50 the mic. Let's go, D.
Here's Newton. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48.
Hey. 4 down.
They'll begin the drive with Carson. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
3 down.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
You got 3 down.
Now Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And now Sebastian Janikowski on from long distance. He's hit from 61 and 63 in his career. And, folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43.
Hey, 180, 180, 180.
Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Newton. And he's got his target. That's more. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. They go play action here on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
4 down, 4 down.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Newton now to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And Gano's kick is right through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, 89 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will get him one closer. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Moore now on the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one to that.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Newton to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Panthers add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Flushed out right. Staying on his feet. He lets it fly for Lockett. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at about the 31. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Panthers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. The Panthers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. The shotgun snap for Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. On second down, here's Wilson. And he finds Tyler Croft. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wilson will throw again. They set up the screen to Penny. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now a play fake here on first down. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On second down, Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
This complete to Lockett. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. This is Carson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it, and that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4 catches now on this drive alone. They can't stop him. It's another first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Carson. And an alley to run. And he loses the football a second time. And the Panthers have recovered.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Tempo.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
From the end zone, Newton. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw from his end zone, Newton. And he can't get away. Newton can't escape the pressure, and it's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Thomas Davis in there to get him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Guys, check me out. Check me out. Move the team.
They run it with Carson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team right on the midfield stripe. And the Panthers coming out now. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Going up top. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
To throw on second down is Newton. Being chased out left. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. The Panthers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Newton. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling.
And my goodness, another interception. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now Newton will bring the Panthers up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short. And they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Gano out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Now the rookie first-rounder from San Diego State, it's Rashad Penny. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. It's complete to Joejohn Brown. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Get ready.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, Wilson. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
14, run it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Coverage there by Kevon Seymour. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
We got 4. 80's getting the ball here.
C.J. Anderson in the game. He gets it here. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
20.
To throw on 3rd down. Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Now it's Lockett. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory. but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach?
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now Wilson on second down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. K1 short in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Third and long, it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken at the 46. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
We got four down. Here we
The
go.
Panthers on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Four down. Alert.
Newton now to throw. That's Samuel, caught left side. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returnable for Lockett. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called it.
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Here we go. Four down. We're going to set. 180.
Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. Anderson a 1st down and more. And he'll be taken down at the 26. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big